Welcome to the Restoration Room, a space designed for rebuilding, for healing, and finding your way back to wholeness. Here, we get real about mental health, spiritual recovery, and the wounds left behind by life, toxic church culture, or personal brokenness.
Welcome back to the Restoration Room, a place where you come in broken, leave rebuilt, and you stay whole. I'm your host, Ryan, and today we're continuing a conversation that started in our last episode. Last episode, we talked about stepping into a new season of wholeness. We talked about maintaining your healing. Today, though, we're going to get a little more practical. The truth is this: wholeness doesn't just happen because you had a powerful moment, whether it was with God, in church, or in therapy. It happens because you made a decision every single day to become disciplined, to become aware, to become consistent, to become the version of that healing that you want to be. So in this episode, we're talking about the power of becoming, what it looks like to grow daily, how small decisions, they shape your future, and why transformation is a process and not just a moment. So if you've ever felt stuck between who you used to be, who you want to be, who healed you looks like, and who you know God is calling you to become, this conversation is for you. Lean in, stay present, because becoming requires intention. This is the Restoration Room. Come in broken, leave rebuilt, and stay whole. Come on, let's get to work.
So take a seat, take a breath, and lean in, because restoration starts right here in the Restoration Room. Starts right here in the Restoration
What up, fam? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's episode 2 of the Restoration Room podcast. I am so excited about talking tonight on the power of becoming. The power of becoming really deals with a transformation process. Like, what does transformation really look like? The truth is, it takes a lot of work. So we've talked about all of the healing. We've talked about all of the things that restoring what life tried to ruin. We've talked about all of the hurt. We've dug into some really emotional things, right? But I think one of the things that is so hard to understand is transformation. Case in point, I am on this new journey now. Last week, I mentioned to you all that I was in the hospital. I have to and am doing, making changes that are necessary in my life to be healthy and to continue to be healthy, to become healthy. There we go. That's what we're talking about. And one of the things that I am learning is, or rather, one of the things that's really frustrating to me is that it just doesn't happen overnight. I'm like, man, I'm doing the work. And it is really so easy to give up and go back to your old ways because you're not seeing immediate progress. Working out, hard. I know people that absolutely love the gym. I'm not sure where they got this love for the gym from. I'm not sure where they really found this passion and drive. I'm trying to find it. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I know that going in the gym is it's something that I have to do. It's necessary. Working out is something that is necessary. Um, but the problem is that I want to take my body to the gym and pick it up when it's ready. It's like dry cleaners, right? Drop it off, call me when it's ready, and I'll be back, and it should be in tip top shape. Whether it's damaged, whether it has stains on it, whether it needs to be repaired, whether there's tailoring that needs to be done, I want to drop my body off at the gym, leave it there, and come back when it's ready to pick it up. Don't ask me how I'm leaving the gym without a body, but I, between the gym and my body, they're gonna figure it out. But it's a transformation process. This process is it's not easy. It really isn't easy. One of the biggest hurdles that I have is not just going to the gym, but actually changing my habits. Habits have a thing of creeping up on you. And the hard part again is not seeing the immediate results of the habit change. The truth is, we want to go to the gym today, tomorrow, and be consistent for a whole week. And then after that week, we want a six pack. We want chest. We want arms. We want legs. We want back. We want all the things, right? We want to see that. We want to see those numbers on that scale drop. But the truth is that it happens at first, but then there comes a point when you hit what my dad calls as a health plateau. And that plateau will actually make you push to go harder or stay content where you are. And that's the power of becoming. That's like the challenge rather of becoming. The challenge is really, how do you keep going when you don't see the results that you want to see? It requires intention. Every day you have to be intentional about what it is that you're doing, remembering where it is that you came from, remember what it is that you're trying to break from, and allow that to be your fuel. I was telling one of my mentees the other day, he was talking about, how frustrated he is about some things, and how school is just not his thing right now, but he's super intelligent, super intelligent. And so I said to him, I said, listen, what you have to do is take what you're dealing with and what you don't want to be a part of and make it your own. Make it the fuel that you need to keep moving. If you want to change your situation, you have to find something that's going to be fuel for you. For most of us, our fuel for never going back is remembering the trauma that we went through. Dealing with a lot of things, like there's some times when I really do think about going backwards to old relationships, going backwards to things that really caused me hurt, because it's what I knew. Excuse me. It's what I knew. It's what was familiar to me. It's what I understood, in a place in which I felt, whether it was love, whether it was happiness, whether it was satisfaction, whatever it was, I felt all of it. And me feeling all of it gave me at some point a place of comfort, right? It was a place of comfort. And so in this moment of my life, I realized that those spaces of comfort, they weren't healthy for me. So we can't go backwards. It's one thing to like understand, like think about, God, I can go back and I can break myself free, and I can go back and I can break myself free, but it's not always like that. Some things they're really, really hard. It's hard to break addiction. It's hard to not just break addiction, but break it and never go back to it. It takes a mental change. It takes a heart change. It takes God's intervention. And I'm not even talking about drugs and alcohol addiction. I'm talking about eating, the sugar, caffeine, the very bare basics of things that we really are addicted to, and we don't even understand the addiction that we have, and even the drive, the thing that it takes. If you have to wake up every morning and drink caffeine to get going or to adjust your attitude, it is an addiction. Sorry, friends. It's an addiction. It's the same thing when someone who is strung out on drugs or on drugs does not have a good attitude until they get their fix. It's an addiction. It's a legal addiction. It's legal, but it's an addiction. If you know that you can't go without something in the day, that's just, it's the hard truth. It's the hard reality that it is an addiction. Now, hear me clearly. Okay, I'm not looking for the caffeine people to start kind of trying to jump on me, right? But the truth is that we have to really be cognizant of what we're putting into our bodies. We have to be cognizant of what we are doing in our lives that can separate us from God, that can separate us and put us into bad spaces. And that if we can't go without something, then the world is not right. We need to kind of figure out what we need to do to fix that, right? So healing is a process. I've said this many times on this podcast that healing is a process. It is not a overnight situation. It is not a thing that just happens and boom, you are healed, but it is something that takes time. It is a time honored process that will make you so much better if you just allow it to work. It's perfect work. Um, but it also means that there is something that you have to look at what's called ongoing formation. They're two different things in my opinion. Healing is when you are trying to recover from something and you're going through something, but after you've healed, you have to be formed into something different. Uh, it's like if you've ever gone to a pottery class. When you go to a pottery class, you see that you can make the pottery, the clay, I'm sorry, into anything that you want it to be. As long as your hands shape it, you have the idea, but if you mess up, you can fix it. And if you mess up, you have to kind of crush it, possibly. If it's really bad, you have to crush it and then rebuild it up again. But what happens is this: as you're rebuilding it, as you are fixing things, as you are showing where you have to realize that there is a formation that's taking place. As I'm coming up from this lump of clay, as I'm being shaped into something that the maker, if you will, wants us to be, the maker of the pot, the person who's molding the clay. As they are molding it, they're putting it into a place that they want it to be. They're making it into the idea that it is doing something greater. It's doing something that it's being reserved for. It's doing something that its purpose is for. And so the pot is becoming formed, but it doesn't become formed in one thing. It sometimes it takes several rounds. Sometimes it takes a few goes before you get it. That's formation. So as we are going through our lives, we are being formed. We are going through processes that may not feel good, that may not look good, but they're just forming you to make you who you are. But you have to understand too that a lot of things that require us that are required for transformation is going to be spiritual habits. It's going to be being every single day. I am purposed to do this. Every single day, I am purposed to do that. I said to a group of people once during what was it called? It was a session, like a convocation daytime session. I said, it's a problem for me if I go through the day and I don't talk to the Father. That's a problem for me. So every day I have to wake up and be intentional. Every day I have to hear his voice. Every day I have to know what it is that he's saying to me. Every day I have to feel his presence. Like, that's my fix. But what are your healthy habits that you are doing that are going to sustain your growth? So for me, in my current situation with my health, it is making sure that I'm eating right. So part of doing that was clearing out my cabinets, clearing out my fridge of all the things that are bad for me. So I can't do it again. Making it difficult for myself to get what it is that I want that's bad for me. Because remember now, right? I'm on the verge of healing. Just because I'm not in the hospital anymore doesn't mean that I'm healed. I'm on the verge of healing. I'm on the verge of recovery. But on the verge of recovery, you have a mind that says, let me just do what I used to do because it used to work for me. But it really doesn't. Some of us go back to old relationships. We go back to old people. We go back to old things. And sometimes big head pops up at the worst possible time, which is the time you're most vulnerable, the time that you are most anxious, the time that you are most alone. And Big Head all of a sudden pops up and wants to make things right. And I miss our family and I miss what we used to have. And do you remember? Do you remember? Yeah, they hit you with all of the things that try to get you. Did y'all see my shoulder bounce? I was on point. I was on beat. They try to get you to remember all of the good that was there, but what about the bad that was there that actually made you leave? Just let that sit with you for a minute. The enemy knows when you are vulnerable. The enemy knows when you feel alone. The enemy knows when you feel upset. The enemy knows when you feel like you need to scratch an itch that's not supposed to be itching. He knows. And when he knows, he sends that person in that says, let me help you scratch. Let me help you feel better. Let me help you feel comfortable. Oh, one movie won't hurt. One cuddle, one little cuddle in a movie is not going to hurt nobody. But then you end up opening yourself to a whole world that you work so hard to close yourself off from. I have that relation with food. I'm being honest. We're in the restoration room, right? I have that relation with food. I have that relation with snacks. When things get difficult, I get anxious. And when anxiety takes up, then I start to eat. And I don't want just, little almonds and walnuts. I want a Pepsi. I want some fried chicken. I want some snacks. My favorite, my weakness is nerds. Give me some nerds. My life will be happy. Or some Skittles gummies, the purple bag. Yeah. A jelly crimpet? Absolutely. Any day of the week. Honey buns used to be my vice, but no more. Thank the Almighty. I've been delivered from that. But listen, like we all have our vices. We all have the things that make us feel like we feel, that make us feel comfortable, that make us feel whole, that make us feel homey, that make us feel comfortable and accepted and all of the things. But family, we have to choose every day to be the best version of ourselves. And sometimes being the best version of ourselves means saying no. It's hard. It's really, really tough. But you know what? It's a process. These are a part of the habits that you have to understand, that you have to create in order to be who you want to be. The sacrifices that we make today will pay off for us in the future. And I know I'm probably talking to myself because I'm just going through it. I'm just going through it right now with my body. But like, the process is the process, and we have to respect the process. We have to trust the process. And sometimes, family, we have to realize that you need somebody to push you through the process. You need someone to hold you accountable in the process. You need somebody that's going to say, hey, bro, hey, sis, what did you eat today? What are you doing today? How are you, what's happening over here? And how are you handling over there? Like you need those things. You need those things in place, because what happens is when they're not in place, you slip and you fall. And it's not because you're not determined. It's because your old self wants to come back. Your old self wants to be who it wants to be. Your old habits want to try. They die hard. Habits themselves die hard. Bad habits, I'm telling you, bad habits, they're like the worst. They are terrible. They just want to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. And when I tell you, I'd be sick of bad habits, it's terrible. It's really, really bad. They take a long time to kill. but they're the easiest to pick up. They're so easy to pick up. I'll never forget when I was going through a sugar withdrawal a few years ago. I found myself at midnight walking to the 7-Eleven down the street from my old apartment. And for some reason, this particular time, the line was literally wrapped around the store. And you know what I did? I waited patiently in that line to get what I wanted because I needed that fix. I needed that sugar. I needed that rush in that moment. And so we have to realize that this transformation process is a process. You are transforming. You are changing who you are every day. Romans chapter 12:2, it says, being confident in this very thing. I'm sorry. Wrong scripture, but yes, that's a good one too. Being confident of this very thing, he who which began a good work in you shall be faithful to perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. That's a great one, but that's not the one I'm talking about. We want to renew our minds. We want to not be conformed to this world. Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Don't do what the world does. Don't identify everything that they do with your life. Instagram depresses me sometimes because I'm out here like, man, I'm doing great. I'm doing really good, blah, 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 blah. And then here comes somebody else that's like doing that makes what I'm trying to do look like it's nothing. And then I'm like, man, I guess I'm not really doing that great. Listen, no, don't be conformed to what they're doing. Do things the way God called you to do it. Do things the way that you know you're supposed to do it, because the way you do things, it's effective. The way that you do things, they're going to draw the people to you that need to be drawn to you. The way you do things is going to give you the greatest testimony that you've ever had. So don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed. Become who you want to be. Become the person that you're trying to be. Become this healthy version of you, not just in your body, but in your emotion, in your heart, in your mind. Becoming is so difficult because you are literally transforming. You're literally changing every single day of the week. So every day, you have to realize that your identity is not going to be tied to who you used to be. That's what we said last week, right? We talked about having scars. They're not supposed to identify who you are. You're not supposed to be identified by your scar. Your scar is only supposed to remind you of who you used to be and what you overcame. So now every day, your identity is now being expressed through your lifestyle. Being able to live a healthy life requires you to live a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle. It's not just a moment. Moments are when I went vegan for 2 months and I felt great about myself, but I missed chicken and bacon. That was a moment. Having a moment is being in worship and saying, oh, Lord, I thank you. Lord, I feel your presence. Lord, I love you. Blah, 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 blah. All the great things, la-di-da-di-da-di. And then you leave and you still feel the way that, and you still feel the weight of what it was that you felt before you walked into church. That's a moment. But when you create lifestyles based on your moments of freedom, what does that mean? So when I have a moment where I say, you know what, this is the healthiest version that I've ever been of myself. That's great. Hold on to that and let that fuel you to become healthier. When you have moments of freedom, when you're in God's presence, let that moment be the moment that fuels you every day. Like, man, it felt so good to just be in his presence and feel weightless. It feels so good to be in his presence and feel like all of my burdens have been released. That's your fuel. That's what you do every day. And it becomes a lifestyle for you. It becomes who you are. And as you begin to walk in this healing, as you begin to walk in this wholeness, your life begins to transform. Who you are begins to look a lot different. And what that look is becomes very much like, hey, you whole. Like for real, you whole though. Like that's what it looks like. And so then you begin to, as we said last week, you begin to define what happiness looks like. You begin to define what healing looks like. You begin to define what wholeness looks like. You begin to define what love looks like in your own life because you're now taking control and refusing to go back to the things that you were, but understanding that my mind every day is becoming, it is transforming, it is transforming. And the scripture says, the latter part of that says, by the renewing of your mind, which means every day I have to remind myself, hallelujah, I have to remind myself, I am healing. I have to remind myself, I am someone that's different. I have to remind myself, I am disciplined. I am healed. I am whole. I am becoming. I am becoming. I am transforming. And every day you're doing it. Every day you're speaking life. Every day you wake up in the morning and you say, you know what? I feel like trash today, but I believe that I'm going to have a victorious day. Today, my head is killing me, but you know what? I'm going to pop this Tylenol. I'm going to pop this ibuprofen, or I'm not. And I'm going to keep moving, and I'm going to declare that today is going to be a good day. You know what? I woke up feeling like I want to eat what I feel like eating, but you know what? I'm going to stay the course, and I'm going to declare that everything I eat is going to be healthy, and it's going to be it's going to be nutritious. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. We have to wake up every morning renewing our mind. It's a renewal. It's the same thing as when, when Apple always hits you at the wrong time of the month, when you literally only got like $11 in your pocket, and then that subscription hits for $11.88, and now your account is over. Yeah, that one. It's a renewal. It's saying I'm recommitting myself to this process. I'm recommitting myself to this subscription. So this subscription that I have on my life says that every day it's a new day. Brand new mercies, brand new grace, brand new opportunities, brand new moments to make my life healthy, brand new ways to make my life whole. And guess what? And every day I'm renewing my commitment to myself that says, Ryan, get up from here. You made a decision, and the decision that you made is going to come to pass. Ryan, wake up from here. Get up from here. Sometimes you have to shake yourself. Sometimes you have to speak verbally, not in your mind, because what you say in your mind, it doesn't always take fruit. So you have to speak it. When you speak it, you hear it. When you hear it, it goes into your mind and down into your heart. And then it plants a seed, and that seed begins to get life, and life begins to transform you. And once you are transformed, then you are becoming the person that you have been destined to be. We are becoming. We are who we say we are. We will be what we want to be. We will achieve the goals that we want to achieve. We are choosing every day to grow just a little bit. We're choosing every day to face transformation that says, I am moving forward. I am changing who I am. I am changing the way I walk. I am changing the people that I'm around. It gets lonely sometimes, but that's okay, because I'm just transforming so that I can prepare myself for what is coming. Every day, we make a choice. Every day, we make a choice. Every day, come on, say it with me. Every day, I make a choice to become. Every day. Doesn't change the fact that life is still lifing. It doesn't change the fact that things are always going to be weird. It doesn't change that this person that you are becoming is going to be different than what it ever was before. And the people that you used to fit in with, you don't fit in with them no more. Doesn't change that. But every day, I choose to become who God called me to be. I'm not conforming to what I see on Instagram. I'm not conforming to what I see on Facebook. I'm not conforming to what I see around me. But if I keep walking this walk, I can become who He wants me to be, who He designed me to be. That's who I am. And this person, he's healing, and he's becoming whole. Ryan is becoming whole. Right here in this restoration room, I am becoming whole. I'm transforming. I'm changing. My mindset is changing. My goals are changing. My life is changing. And I'm becoming a whole person. But it takes more than just the talk. We got to walk this. We got to work through this. We got to fight these old ways so that we can become who we want to be. As we close out today's episode, I want to just leave you with this. You don't become whole by accident. You become whole by decision, by discipline, and by choosing daily not to go back to what broke you. Every small choice you make, every boundary you keep, every healthy habit you build, it's all shaping you to become the person that you want to be. But let's be honest, growth isn't always easy to sustain. Even after progress, even after breakthrough, there's still moments where your mind is going to try to pull you back. But that's exactly where we're going next. Our next episode, we're bringing back a powerful voice into the room, my big sis, the Dr. Stacia Wilkins. And we're talking about faith and therapy, the maintenance plan. We're going to talk about how to take care of your mental health, your emotional health, and how to avoid slipping back into old patterns, and how to make sure your healing actually lasts. Like for real, for real. So don't miss it. Make sure you're subscribed. Invite someone into the room with you. The restoration room is for us to come in broken, leave rebuilt, and stay whole. I love you guys so very much, and I can't wait to see you next week. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Each episode blends real talk, biblical truth, and restorative insight. We give you the tools to rise above.